I want to bring to your attention today some of the significant issues that we see in our criminal justice system involving individuals with severe mental illnesses. Certainly, this is an issue that we have seen in criminal justice for decades and decades at this point. Our interventions have been lacking, and as many of us would argue, it is time to approach this in a new and separate way from what we have been attempting. Our traditional model at this point is we wait until something significant happens, police officers intervene as enforcers, and we are arresting these individuals. What we are going to argue today is that criminal justice is not necessarily what is going to bring people with severe mental illnesses into a better place as members of society functioning well in their lives. Police officers, it will be argued, can be an intervention specialist at the beginning and not necessarily an enforcer. So first off, I just want to discuss some of the numbers as reported by Ali, Teich, and Mutter in their 2018 article. Individuals with severe mental illnesses are 2 to 5 times higher rate found in criminal justice than in the general population. So compared to the general population, 2 to 5 times more people with severe mental illnesses are involved in criminal justice. Also, 25% of individuals with a severe mental illness, and I should say adults, will be involved in the criminal justice system, either in prison, in jail, awaiting sentencing, or involved in probation or parole. Clearly, those numbers are extremely high, and we should be looking at this. Lamberti argues that there is a problem with our typical use of leverage-based diversion interventions, such as treatment in lieu, and there needs to be more of a cooperation between law enforcement and treatment centers. Abreu, Parker, Noether, Stedman, and Case in their 2017 article bring up the argument that individuals going into corrections, inmates with mental health disorders, have a right to behavioral health care. And their argument is going back to the sequential intercept model. This is something that has been discussed in the intercept stages from 1 to 5, starting with the arrest, ending when the individual is released from whatever sentence, or if they are released on a bond, to be involved in whatever treatment modalities. The argument, from Abreu, Parker, Noether, Stedman, and Case is to add an intercept 0. This level would see police officers as interveners as opposed to enforcers. This would require training for the police officers, but they would be trained to respond in different fashions when there's a mental health issue and emergency going on. Now, there's 4 different players in Intercept 0. They include crisis phone lines. This can be either professionals or even lay people that are available in non-crisis situations. Crisis care continuum. This is a connection between 911 responders, treatment centers, the crisis phone lines, and the enforcement dispatchers, the enforcing officers themselves. So 4 different key players in Intercept 0. But the important thing of Intercept 0, and I want to put my emphasis on this, is when we have these numbers of 25% of individuals with severe mental illnesses being involved in criminal justice, we have 2 to 5 times higher rate of individuals with severe mental illness in criminal justice as opposed to in the general population. We need to be looking at things in front of law enforcement problems. We need to be looking at things in front of criminal justice issues. So train police officers to be interveners first and foremost in these situations, connected with local behavioral health and mental health services to get these people into treatment as opposed to getting locked up, going in front of a judge, engaging in sentences that by the time they come out of it, they may likely have a high recidivism rate. We want to see interventions on the front end. Thank you so much for listening today.